Welcome everyone back to Saxophone Saturday. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Quite a few weeks. I got behind with schoolwork and stuff like that, so it gets very easy to get carried away and to forget to record sometimes. But I'm back. I'm recording this episode. I think this is episode 4. I think this is episode 4. Might be episode 5. I'll figure it out after I get done recording this, and I'll go on the channel and count them so that way I know what episode title to give this. Episode 4 or episode 5. I'm 90% sure I've done at least the first 3 episodes. I don't know if I've done a 4th episode or not. I want to go ahead and apologize in advance if you hear dogs barking in the background. Like little puppy, she's upset that she can't be up in the recording studio with me, but that's just because she's not necessarily housebroke yet, for one, and also my studio is definitely a mess. And yeah, I plan to pick that up eventually, but right now I'm recording, so procrastination as procrastinators do. But she would come up here and chew stuff up, break stuff and damage stuff that's important to me, but also stuff that can harm her. I mean, I don't want her getting hurt chewing on something that she's not supposed to, like a hand sanitizer bottle from USI or something like that. Yeah, I'm back. I've got a very special song planned for the finale of this episode, so stick around to that. It's a song that was originally composed and sung by Elvis Presley, so he's a good old classic that we all know and love, and I'm excited to sing and, well, not sing because I don't sing. I should have said that. I'm excited to play the song. I've got the stuff. I've got it memorized, so I don't have to read sheet music. That'll allow me to be more expressive with it. I believe so. So that's really fun. I think in this episode, I want to show you guys something new. Have to kind of adjust it down or just so you can see it. Maybe step back a little bit too. Look at this. This bad boy right here. I don't have an amp for it. And I guess my neighbors should be grateful that I don't have an amp for it because I know a little bit about playing the guitar. I know more about it than someone who doesn't know anything about it, I should say. But I'm definitely on the more of the novice beginner side. I'm not even an amateur yet. I took lessons a long time ago, so I know I at one point I knew how to play the guitar really well. But if you just don't do something for a long time, you kind of forget it. So I've been starting from square one, the basics, for a couple weeks. I'm a slower learner than the average person, so it's taken me a bit to get it. But I did learn one song already, and I have it memorized, so I'll play that. And that's it. I can play a song on one string. I can actually play music on the first 2 strings. So this is the B string. So it's B, C, D, E, F, G. I can play those 6 notes comfortably, semi-decently, and a comfortable range with my thumbs. I don't have a pick, and you're supposed to play the guitar with a pick, and that's so that way you can do upstrokes, because right now I'm only doing downstrokes with my thumb. But once I get into playing 8th notes and 16th notes, I'll need to be able to do upstrokes, so you need a pick for that. So once I start playing with a pick, I might have to reteach myself how to play all of that. But as of right now, as long as there's no 8th notes and I'm playing with my thumbs, I can play most songs that just use the first 2 strings pretty well, as long as I have the sheet music, of course. So that's a good start. That's definitely not where I want to be. My goal is by the end of the year, I want to be able to play Amazing Grace comfortably and preferably with a pick, so that way, the sound is more clear. And then I also want to learn different guitar chords, so that way I can start to get those memorized, so that way by the end of the year, I can hopefully be able to play like songs just using chords and stuff like that, like how most guitarists do it, maybe like some rock or some worship music, because I play both on the guitar once I get really comfortable with it. Of course, I got the guitar I'm learning, I got the keyboard I'm learning, I got the saxophone I'm learning, but we all know what's really important on this channel. We all know what's really important on this series, because the series is called Saxophone Saturday, and that's the saxophone. So, I guess I'll get that. Now, if things go well, which hopefully they will, I should be getting my license soon. I don't know when I'm going to get my license yet. I don't have a date on that. But I'm hoping to get it before band camp. The band camp starts on July 5th. If I have my license by band camp, I'm going to bring Andre home, and I'm going to record an episode of Saxophone Saturday with Andre. This is Persephone, my alto. Andre's my bari, so it's like a lot bigger, and it's a lot more fun to play. So be looking forward to that. I'll probably play Amazing Grace on Andre, because Amazing Grace sounds better on lower instruments. And then I'll probably play Seven Nation Army with the help of a percussionist, if I can get a percussionist to cameo. That'll be really fun. But speaking of band camp on June 5th, hopefully I can get Saxophone to record some of our drills so that you guys can see that. I know you would love to see me dance awkwardly with hundreds of other people. That'll be fun. And then also, as we start performing, the goal is to make it to state for any season. But I know we're going to make it to state this year. And when we make it to state, I'm going to record the final performance. So I'll have a parent, because I can't record it if I'm in it. I'll have my mom, or I'll have Saxophone, if he's able to make it up to Indianapolis when we go to state, record the final performance. And then that will be what will go on the channel. So you'll see like little clips of our show. But the final state performance, I believe, will be in November. So, like, a long time to look forward to that. I guess in this episode, I want to teach the scales. Specifically, the most common key that I've seen for people playing the alto saxophone is the F sharp key. So I'll play that scale real quick, and then I'll explain why learning your scales is important. Oh, my neck strap's doing something weird. Okay. Finally realized that I had to get an alto neck strap to use this. And Mora's barking because that's my puppy. Because I was just downstairs grabbing this. So she'll be mad that I didn't stay down there longer, or that I didn't let her come up with me, but I'm pretty sure I already explained why she's not up here earlier in the video, so. Yes, that text you just saw up there, that was real, that's all. You just saw up there, like right there, that was real, that's how long it took. I need to adjust the strap. When you adjust the neck strap, you want it to be where you hold the saxophone straight, the saxophone comes to you, you don't come to the saxophone, and that's to help keep your posture straight, so that way your air quality is as clean as it can be. Just like that. Okay. So that was actually F sharp and C sharp. This is F sharp. Now both these scales are extremely important, and one of them has just F sharp and the other one has F and C sharp. The reason why it's very important to learn your scales is because they are the key fundamentals for classical music, where you're reading sheet music or jazz sheet music, or just improvised music in general. Like if you talk about like the pentatonic scale is very similar to like a normal scale that you just play, except for instead of you having 8 notes, you only have 6 because you remove 2 of them. This is the pentatonic scale that I'm most familiar with. They're more melodic, and you use the pentatonic scale if you're not using sheet music and you're just playing by ear, usually. And there's pentatonic scales in different keys. That was just no sharps or flats, the one I just played, I'm pretty sure. So there's that. Now, like I said, scales are some of the key fundamentals of just any instrument or just anything musical in general. Every note that you play comes from a scale. When you play in a specific key, all you're doing is just mixing the notes up from the scale in that key. So for example, if I'm playing in the key of C sharp and F sharp, all I'm doing is just, when I play any song in that key, or any part of my music in that key, all I'm doing is just playing this specific scale that I'm about to play now. I'm just changing the order of the notes. This is the same way with blues scales or jazz scales. Now, I'm going to play the one that I know the most and I'm most familiar with, but I can't recall the name of it. I apologize in advance for that. Just a few random notes, but actually how the scale actually goes, because that was just me messing around, to be honest. That's not how the scale goes. It's really hard to play that without changing it around, because I really like messing around with it, but it is this. That. Or so, really, it's easier to do with the pentatonic scale and the blues scales, but really when it comes to scales, when it comes to any melody, or any counter melody, or any bridge, or any chorus, all it is it's just the scale that the musical key is in. Just the notes are changed in a different order. But you'll never hear a note that is not in that scale if it's in that key, if that makes sense. So when you talk about, if you're playing a song in the alto saxophone and the key is F sharp and C sharp, right? You will never hear a note that is not inside the scale associated with that key, unless the note is changed on purpose, and that's called an accidental, and those are usually only used to create dissonance or to create certain specific types of chords when you're playing in a group. But playing as a soloist, like what I'm doing now, it's extremely rare, and you won't really see a lot of it. It's similar to the pentatonic scale. Technically speaking, you can play Stand By Me using the pentatonic scale, and it's actually one of the most popular methods to learning how to play Stand By Me on the saxophone. The trick, though, is not every note in Stand By Me when using the pentatonic scale will fall on that. Sometimes you'll have to play, I think it's C sharp or C. That's not on the pentatonic scale, and it requires you to know that to get it to fit. Otherwise, you'll never get that right note there. And so that's something that's really interesting to me anyways, is the fact that every single melody that you hear really is just a scale rearranged. And that's why it's so important for you to learn your scales, guys. Like, I can't hammer this in and out. I personally don't know my scales as much as I should. I don't practice them as much as I should. And when it comes to me soloing, or when it comes to me sight reading difficult music that has a lot of accidentals in it, or that has a really crazy key signature, I struggle with that sometimes because I don't know my scales as well as I should. Obviously, the two scales that I played are from the two most popular keys on the saxophone, so they're easy for me to play really fast and lyrically, but that's not the case with all of the scales. So just keep that in mind. And without further ado, I've got a song by Elvis Presley, I promise you. That is I Can't Help Falling in Love with You by Elvis Presley. Hopefully, I did a good enough interpretation of the song. I learned it by ear. I think it sounds like the song, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion. So let me know down in the comments if you could hear that song well, if you could understand it or connect to it, or if you were able to understand what it's playing at all. Let me know how well you think I did. I thought it was okay. You know, it wasn't the best, but I've heard worse. But that is going to do it for Saxophone Saturday. This has been Shambo Hames, the S from Friends. Make sure you drop a like down on the video if you liked it, because it really does help the YouTube algorithm. You know, we only got 12 subscribers. We can do better than that. We know most of the 12 subscribers. We can do better than that, Masters. Like just spread the love from our channel, and especially the videos that you like, because we make all kinds of videos. So if you only like Saxophone Saturday, that's fine. Share the Saxophone Saturday playlist. Tell your friends about it, right? If there's someone that you don't like and you don't like your videos, share it with them, so that way they'll be disappointed. I don't know. But anyways, just, I don't know. Leave a comment down what you want to see in the next video. Sorry for my awkwardness. It's just a part of Saxophone Saturday. It's tradition. And I'll see you in the next video.